All right, welcome punters, welcome Muzza, as we deep dive into the weekend's group races with the highlight, the Blue Diamond Stakes. Very open races. We'll try and find you some value winners. If you want to join, now's the time. Use the code Lucky in Caps Lock and you'll get 50% off any deal on the website, especially with the weekend starter, which gives you racing and sports tips for Saturday and Sunday. That'll give you tips for $10 for this week and $20 a week if you want to keep going. And you'll get access to the Punters Club for racing and sports as well. How is everything up your part of the world, Muzza?
Yeah, mate, we've been getting a bit of heat down here on the Goldie, and it's just been nice. And then we got 2 days of torrential rain, and back now dying with the heat. So, mate, it's all good down here. Everyone's happy. World goes around. We've got plenty of meeting going on. Lots of meetings have been cancelled and abandoned today with the rain. We
Yeah.
lost Townsville Dogs, which my two boys would have probably won, and we got up last week. I hope you followed him off the red. And yeah, mate, it's just business as usual. We're going through some fields. Again, I think, it's a very, very hard race. I think the Blue Diamond's very, very open.
Very
I
open.
wouldn't think that you could, find a standout. I don't think there is. I got a little one in there. A couple of my mates own the 19, and it's got to start today. I think we tipped that to the punters in the January. It won for us, and it's always been a Blue Diamond setup. That was the whole thing. But again, it's a very, very hard race, but it's got a good barrier and it's tried on really well. And mate, you can still get $60. I think $61. So it's not something unusual. I didn't put it in my tips because it's not in, but I'll have to find a place for it now because I think. As I said, it's very open race. A whole lot, even Rose Hill, But Melbourne, there's a lot of horses in there that are in group races that haven't won a race. Other horses that have won races. Horses are starting to come good. It's very hard. Then there's no rain plan for Melbourne, but then if the rain comes, well, who knows again. So
Exactly.
these meetings get a bit complicated worse as they go because good horses are starting to, come off, and now the younger horses come up, which we don't know anything about. I mean, Gay Waterhouse has got a couple in there, $60 or $50. They haven't won a race, but she's a freakazoid. So, anything could happen in those races. But anyway, let's see how we go. Let's see if we can pick a few winners. I think we picked a few last week at nice odds, so punters should be happy there. And start us off, Chief. Where are we going?
Rightio, we'll kick it off with Caulfield. We're heading to the race two, Sportsbet Zetative Stakes. This is a race I didn't really like this race. Small field. I've gone with the number four, S Marley. $8.50 we're getting here. Has had a flying start to its career with 3 out of 4 wins. Will settle on the speed and may take catching, especially if the track is going to be on speed bias. What's your thoughts in race two, Muzza?
Well, mate, I picked it, as you know, I've been spruiking the Hayes stable for a while. They're really confident with this boy. They think, he's got a good chance. And I mean, the form tells you all. It's Luke's been on it twice for 2 wins, done nothing wrong. Great barrier. I just think he'll get a nice sit. I just think, he's going to be very hard to beat. And clearly the dangers are the 2 and 3. They've got some good form also. The two's 1-5. So, the other one's 1-7. So and if you go through, there's Taken in there. I mean, the favourite, I've left him out. There's some really good horses in there again. As I said, how do you pick them? But I just think the Hayes horse will be pretty hard to beat with 2 and 3 knocking on the door. I've actually left the favourite out.
Are you looking at race three or race two?
No, race two, Caulfield. Oh, hang on, I was looking at race three, wasn't I?
Yeah,
We
because you
spruik
said
race three,
Taken.
race two. Yeah, well, I got yours on top too. Anyway,
Oh, beautiful. S Marley.
hang on. Yeah,
That's Hayes as well.
hang on. That's the Hayes one too, isn't
Yeah, yep,
it? Hang on. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, race two. Sorry,
yeah.
mate. Yeah, I was looking at
I
race
just
two.
got thrown off when you said Taken.
Oh, no, take us to the next one. I think I tipped
Yeah.
Taken. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. No, 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 no. Let's go through that again. Yes, yes. Ismail, the 4, and 2 and 3 hardest to beat, which is Roseburg and Peloton. Yeah,
Yep. Beautiful.
yeah. Sorry, mate. I just threw
All
that one
right.
in there just to see if you were paying attention.
Yeah. Lucky I was. Nah. Rightio.
Love your work.
Uh, now we'll head on to next group race, race four, the Autumn Classic. I've gone with a roughie. This one's another really open race. Number 11, Mr. Epizino, $19 win, $5 a place. Won well on debut. Flew late last start to place at Pakenham over the 1400 metres. Drawn ideally to track the speed here in Barrier 1. Rising to 1800 metres looks perfect. Would be flying late here. What's your thoughts on that race?
I went through that. The only thing here, but being an 1800, I'm not worried about. I've gone for number 4, single choice.
Yep.
Um, I think that the companies are always very good at training off their, distance horses. I think he's going to get a reasonably good run in the race. You can't fault his forms at 7 starts, 5 times in the money. And he's had a run over the 1800 on his finished fourth. And again, hardest to beat in that race. The 4, single choice, and I've gone for the 1, Akora. Again, $17. It's got no real good stuff. It's just again, there's so many to put in there. You can put the whole field in there. You know what I mean? They've all got a chance in that race. Even some of the ones that are big odds. I had a look at them, and there's no reason why some of them are $80. They probably should be $20, $25. But then you go into these horses we just tipped and the ones you've said. So but that's how we've gone. So what do we race for? And I've gone 3, 4, and 1.
Beautiful. Rightio. Now off to race 6, the Mannerism Stakes. I don't like this race at all. It's just I don't.
I love it, mate. I love it.
Oh, I've gone with the 9 Bossy Bonita only because it's really the only speed in the race. Will be fitter. $4.40 to win. Should set the tempo. And if it's going to be an on-speed vice day, I think this horse may take catching, but with no great confidence, I won't be chucking in my tips.
Yeah. Look, I looked at that. I think it's great. I've gone for probably the horse with the best form in the field at Paradise City. Number 4, it's a moody horse. Zach's Spain on it. Zach's had one run, one on it, and it's made $6.50. I had that down at about $4.80, but it opened up at $9. So it's won its last 2. It's had 8 goes at the track for 4 wins, 2 seconds. Hasn't won at Caulfield, which was my only little thing, but I just think it's probably the one to beat. Followed by the 5 and the 3. Generala. Only reason I put it in, I think it's a genuinely, if it's going to be an on-speed race, it's got barrier 1 and it'll just lead. They won't beat that. I don't think it'll get beaten out of the barriers. It's very, very quick early, and it's $23. So if she gets an easy run down at the front, you know what I mean, might knock all of them out. And the only reason, as I said, I've gone there, it's a genuine leader. It's been over the distance. It's 1-2, and it's $23. Like I had that marked down as $12. So anyway, so my numbers in that race. What are we in race 6? 4, 5, and 3.
Beautiful. Now we're off to the Futurity Stakes, race 7. Pretty easy one here. I think Treasure of the Moment's one of the better bets of the day. $2. The class runner here should be too good. Lane in the saddle. Has a good first up record and is yet to miss placings. Just looks the winner.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think it's the one to beat. Not that it can't be beaten, but I just think the form's on the board. I like that thing of Born Bakers coming back first run from a spell. I wouldn't sort of leave it out if you guys are having a same race multi or whatever you're going to put on there. The 1, I just think if anyone's going to knock it off, it'll be it. It's got great form. It's got good first up form. The only thing with it hasn't won on the track, but it's had 5 goes, but it's 1-4. And I just think he just tries them up. It had a good little run, good little blowout, $7. And I've gone for the 6 for third. Where are we? Yeah, the 6 for third. I just think that thing too, it'll get a nice little sit from barrier 2. And again, you're not going to know. They're saying they are tipping it's going to be a front running race.
Yeah.
The ones that are in the front. But who knows? You know what I mean? So in that case, it'd only be 7, 1, and 6.
Beautiful.
The big one.
The big race.
The problem one.
Yeah, the tough one. We head off to race 8, Blue Diamond Stakes. I've gone with number 1, Unit 5. Undefeated Colts showed a blistering turn of foot to win last starts at the Goldie. Most likely get back early from the draw, but looks to be a heap of speed on paper. This horse will be running on well late. So that's the one I've gone with.
Well, I like the one that was scratched.
Yeah, so did I.
Actually thought,
So did
Big
I.
Sky. I thought Big Sky and that was a chance.
Yeah.
Now, this is where, is it called Destiny? Because the one I liked was scratched. The one I tipped was a reserve. And the one I tipped has just got into barrier 4 and it's paying $60. So if there's a goal and you follow these things, punters, you sometimes go with your wife and she goes, what's that with the nice looking feet? 300 to 1. We've done all the form and the bastard wins, right? So I'm a little believer in this. So that horse was scratched. As soon as that horse was scratched, my horse actually got in because it was third reserve. So I don't know. So look, I'm not going to say it won, but I got the mail out of this horse, as we all know. We tipped it at 1, and they always said it's a Blue Diamond horse. That's what they were setting it up for. Very, very hard race. So taking that out, I'm going to have to slip my baby in there now. So I'm going to tip it to win. And I think the Dangers are the 5-1. So if
Very
that
nice.
gets up, well,
Cool
I
shout.
think there needs to be lots of bribery and corruption sent to the Gold Coast and sent to Melbourne. It's got a great barrier. It's got good, great speed. It's going to be there. It just depends on how the race is run. The
Exactly.
horse, they did everything right by it. I spoke to the guys last night. They said, look, if he gets in, we'll be ecstatic. He'll be, he'll be up there. And what I've done for those that follow the same race multis, I've gone 7, 12, and 19 just as a same race multi, and they're crazy. And the reason I've done that, guys, is because it's just top eight. So if you look at it, the top eight for number 7 currently is paying 225, and like he's done nothing wrong. He's had a first and a second, and you can get 225 for third, for eighth placing. I've gone for the 12, and you can get $1.50 for him, and he's only had one, and that's a McDonald horse. And then our one, that's ridiculous. Our one top eight's paying $3.40. So nice little odds, and you're not backing any in the win. You're just backing them to run top eight. And I honestly think those horses should run top eight. So I put 7, 12, and 19 just for a bit of fun in that race.
Beautiful. Rightio. Now this is another interesting race. We're off to the race 9 Oakley Plate. I'm staking 2 selections in this one only because I'm getting good value on one of my roughies in the race. Top selection, I'm going with number 14 Point Barrow. Get $3 a win. Gets in with 50 kilograms on the back and Jamie Mallum in the saddle, a bonus. Heaps of speed on paper, which will suit this filly. Has to overcome an awkward draw, but will be flying late. And for my second selection, I've gone number 1 Hedged, $17 a win, $4.60 a place. Putting a small each way play on this gelding, arguably in career best form. Should have won last start when luckless, drawn well and has to carry 59 kilos, but will get a peach behind the speed and has a good turn of foot if the right hedge turns up. So I reckon those two, even in a top 4 same race multi, is probably a good play as well.
Yep. No, I like that. I mean, I think it's last start. The favourite carried 56 or 57 kilos, dropped 6, 7 kilos. That's monstrous for a horse like that. I honestly think that's probably is the real one to beat in that race. I don't think the barrier's really going to worry it. It's got genuinely reasonably good speed. Yeah, it's done nothing wrong. 6 starts, 4 wins, 2 placings. I've gone a little bit different. I've gone for the 9 Spywire and the 10 G's Miss Truth, only because this drawn barrier won. And it's the same. It's been in the money 12 times out of 16 starts. And I just think if it misses the kick, it's going to, be settling just behind the leader. And if it's a leader's track and an easy run, it should sort of run third. So 14, 9, and 10 for me. And as I said, the 14 massive as you hit is carrying 50 kilos. I mean, 7 kilos on a horse. It's a massive, massive amount of weight for it. So running and winning at 56 and 57, dropping 7 kilos, that's not a bad go. So I think that's probably one of the best bets of the day. Yeah, correct.
Beautiful. Right, now we're off to Sydney, Rose Hill, race 6.
Favourite place in the world.
Yeah. Silver Slipper Stakes. I've gone with number 9, Sheiky, the Gay Waterhouse runner. $4.80 the win. We're getting a race I'm not overly keen on as well. A big winner and showed a huge turn of foot. 2 starts back to win at the Gold Coast over 1,100 metres. Failed last start over 1,200 metres. Back to 1,100 metres here suits. Clark has good record with 2 wins from 4 starts on it. Looks the one to beat. What's your thoughts?
Horrible races. Look, Incognito, last start, that's not the same horse. I think if he's on song tomorrow, I think he's the one that's going to, be the one to beat. He won the Breeders' Plate in style, came out last start and just wasn't the right horse. People tell me that he had respiratory problems, playing up all day, was very frantic. He ran 5th. So if he comes back the way I think he will, I think he should win this. The 2, Massive Danger, it's drawn well too. 1 start, 1 win. Zach, I mean, you can put him on a broom. He's riding everything old Zach Lloyd at the moment. And I've gone for a little roughie in this, a $21 chance. Old Bjorn's horse in this. I've gone for number 7. And he names him really good. Euro Peters. It's got shitty little barrier, but I actually think he should have won that race. He didn't spell, come back. So yeah, 1, 2, and 7 for me.
Yeah, get good odds on that one. Nice.
Nice odds too.
Yeah. Radio race 7, the Parramatta Cup. I've gone with number 6, Travolta. $3.40 you can still get on sports bet. It's already been smashed in everywhere else to $2.80. So if you're quick, you can still get the better price. Really attack the line first up over 1,600 meters. We'll appreciate the rise in distance and looks the one to beat.
Yeah, I've gone for a sneaky one here. I've gone for the import. Um, Up to a distance where I think he's going to go all right. Walla, Rawilla, $27. I've gone for the 2. I'm looking for value in races that, I mean, everyone can tip $1.80 favourites and $1.20s. We've always been the ones that have found these horses and they do get up. And I just think tomorrow, in a race like that, anything can happen. He's going to sit back. I think he's just going to get a nice run. And, if Nash can get him cleared in the straight, he'll be motoring home. He's a monster of a horse. I've gone for the 14 to run second. Piggy Bank, great name.
Yep.
He's got the same. He's won 6 races. He's got barrier 1. Normally gets out quite well, so I could see him getting a really nice posse. Again, looking for some odds, and he's 550. And I've gone for the 6 to run third. Which is another one, a Waterhouses. I mean, this thing's done nothing wrong. It's won its last 4, comes back from a spell. 8. Only disadvantage with that is, what number did I say?
You said number 6. You mean number 8?
6. No, that's not it. Wrong one. Travolta. I put the favourite in for run third. I was trying to put it in. I put it in for number 4, for number 8 in my multis. It's 20 to 1, but how do you get 20 to 1 on a horse that's won its last 5?
That's
what I mean? Coming back from a swell of 4 or 5 races, I think that's crazy. So I put that in for 4th in my multis. That's why I had it in there. Well, so but my numbers are 2, 4, 2, 14, and 6.
Beautiful. Campbellino's into $7.50 on tab now. If it's been backed in, I'm not sure what it opened at, but $7.50 now.
Which one?
Number 8. That's into $7.50. Campbellino now.
Wow. Well, that was 11. Well, I've got him here still at $12 on Sportsbet.
Well, there you go.
Here we go. So somebody knows something. And I just said, it's just craziness. I mean, it's different. I know it's got barrier 20, and that's probably why they've put the price up to that. But it's 1,900 meters. It's not going to be a disadvantage to him, and he gets out well. He really gets out well. So they may decide to pull him back, or they may decide to go forward. I mean, Clark's been on him for 5 times and won 2 and 2 placings. So that's another one in there. As I said, don't think he can win, but the riding's on the board. Good little run for the blowout. You know what I mean? And coming back over 1,900 meters, and definitely a horse that as New Zealand horses and Irish bred, I think he is a New Zealand horse, the same as the number 2 that I've picked, and he's $27. But he opened up, I think, at 50s. But
so it's been support.
At a massive trial. I mean, you watch his trial, he come from nowhere. And you know what I mean? The more ground, I just think that's a good race for him to come back in. And hopefully, Nash can steer him in a nice thing, but I'm going to have a little crack at him each way at that sort of price. So
beautiful.
Here we go. Race 8.
Yep, race 8, the Hobartville Stakes. I'm going for value outside of the 2 favourites. It looks like they probably will fight it out, but I've gone with number 4, Shangri-La Boy, $7.50. The only speed in the race. This horse should be able to dictate and hopefully just gets a bit of a break on the 2 favourites and can hold them off. Otherwise, it's still around $2 for a place. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's top 5. He's got him at $1.40. Top 3, $2. $7.50. Nice barrier. I think he's just got to jump and put himself really in a good position. But I sort of went the other way with this. I went for Atika, number 2. It's the same. It's done nothing wrong. 4 starts, 3 wins, 1 second. The only disadvantage that I see that horse has got barrier 10. The jock's been on him, Adam. I'm not a big fan of Adam. He's done the right thing by this horse, 3 and 1. He hasn't been off him. 1 run over 1,400, and he's $12. So I've gone just 2 ahead of the 4, and a little more value there. I've thrown in the favourite Ninja. I think probably if it gets the right run, we're still going to beat it. I think I had it as my best bet of the day, but looking at the field and dissecting it, so I had it the best field, best run of the day, and the 14 in race 9 Melbourne is probably the best 2 of the day. But then as I went through the form and just, nibbled in a bit more and looked at distances and horses and trainers and jockeys and stuff, the numbers came up the other way for me, and the numbers came up with that other horse. So we'll have a stick with him the two. But again, too, Woodington, like he's a smart bloke, old Waller. I had him looking at some of the stuff that he's done and some of the races, that he's been in and how far he's got beat. So I've got him in there also in my multi for same race multi. But yeah, we'll just stick with 2, 4, and 7.
Beautiful. Well, it is an open race, like Autumn Boy, even Napolinic.
Yeah, you go through them exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Yeah.
But even Wotan too as well. Even though it's $14, it's still got a
Keep
chance.
going, mate, and we're going to end up with the whole field. I told you before we went online, didn't we?
Yeah.
You can put a case for all of them. You know what I mean? Because as I said to you, these new horses coming in, we don't know what they're like. They're getting better. They're over distances that never been over. Some are coming back from spells. You put them in trials, and I know a lot of the trainers don't push them in trials, so you don't really know how good they're going. So it's a lot of hooby. You know what I mean? But we stick with what we know, and hopefully we'll steer you guys in the plenty of winners.
Beautiful.
So I'm pretty confident we'll have quite a few there today. If those little blokes on top of them ride them.
Yeah, that's always a query. Rightio, we're off to
Correct.
race 9, the Binary Stud Millie Fox Stakes. I've gone with number 11, Mareth. $10 win, $3 a place. Flew home to just miss last start. They've always had a big opinion of this filly. Will settle midfield from the middle draw and should be running on well late. It's a genuine each way chance, and I will be staking it each way, top 3.
Mate, I've gone. We've got. This is what I love about us when we sort of go. We pick different, but we're always sort of the same. I think in there, I think this Cinesalt number 8 is probably the one to beat. It's had 13 starts, been in the money 12. It's had 4 starts over the 1300, 2 and 2. It's coming out of barrier 2. Mate, if it don't lead, it's going to sit behind the leader. And I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat. I did look at yours. I left him out. I put yours in for 4th. And the same. I think, the favourite, Waller, McDonald, it's going to be out. You cannot leave it out, Lazura. And then for a little bit of value, I put something else in. It was scratched. The 2, Diamond Lil. So that's gone now. So it'll be 8 and 1 for me in that race.
Yep, beautiful. Even at odds, I'd be putting in the same race multi, Super Norwest. I think that can run a big race as well.
Oh, look, it's again, we say, we won't keep repeating, but it's a day of, lots. As you know, I put the sheet through my computer and it calculates rain, snow, hard, heavy, horses, tracks, and everything. And it's an amazing thing where you sit sometimes and see even, heat missile. I mean, there's some good horses in that race. The Friedman one down the bottom, I miss $11. It's a smart filly. Mareth, but it's only top 4 in that. So that's why I didn't dissect it too much.
Okay.
But guys, if you like anything in the big races, honestly, that's where you can pick value. Yeah. Don't worry about your horses that are going to run 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They're favourites, but see what can run 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I mean, between what I give you and Jace, you guys pick your own horses, but that's really where you can make some money. If you can find 3 or 4 horses, I mean, you don't take 5, but if you're confident enough to take 4 or 5 that can run in the top 8. See, for me, I always try and do 4 maximum in the top 8. If you can find 3 or 4, I've gone 3 in that race, and you're still going to get $22, in that particular race. So it's a bit of fun way, especially how you guys play with your 1 units and 2 units. You're not doing any damage, and you can jag one of these things because now they give you top 8. But then if you really, really want to be sure, you throw your favourites in there. You know what I mean? Throw 2 or 3 and then find 2 of your favourites that if they get beat, they're going to run 2nd, 3rd or 4th, and you increase it again. But that's, you know what I mean? I've always lived by that rule now, especially, they closed my account at, that's another joiner because, I don't know, I
365.
was killing them on the multis. Which one?
365.
Yeah, Bet365 closed me down a long time ago. Yeah. I was just smashing them. So, I was doing a lot of the favourites. And I was picking the favourites like, last week I had one, you had one when you tipped it the other day, and I took that for top 4. Yours run 3rd, mine run 4th in the same race. Yeah. I collected, I think, $500 or $600 for a stupid bet, so it does sort of happen. But this is where, we try and help you guys and give you our suggestions, but you guys also have your own and, have a look at the race and have a look at the odds and pick races. And, you don't have to back every race. We're the same. We pick where we think we're going to go all right. But the beautiful game here is Jace he's an absolute genius on his trials. There's no one that I know that can find the frigging horse like that bloke there. I mean, he finds them from anywhere. I don't back maidens, I don't back first starters, but he just finds them, and they get up and win, and they get up and win at odds. I mean, anyone can pick a $1.20 favourite, but he's picking 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 ones. So, between what he does and what I do and you guys do, it should be quite profitable. And we can't win every week. I mean, if it is, everyone will be punting. So
Exactly.
it's a game, it's a turnover. We don't chase, we'd be smart, and we can have a bit of fun. We can keep doing this, all the time. And
Cool.
that's my motto. Be fun, be smart, pick the races that you can, top 8. I mean, where was that 20 years ago, Jace? Top 8. Hey?
I know.
But anyway, if you want to have something on Doomben, guys, I did a little couple of things on a couple of races. And so I've gone in race 3, horse number 2. I think it's a good chance. Race 7, horse number 14, and race 9, horse number 3. So race 3, number 2, race 7, number 14, and race 9, number 3 in Doomben. Do them however you want. If you want to take them as a place multi, top 4, I think they'll be winning. And if they're not, they should finish all in the top 4. See what price you get. Have a bit of fun, because that's what I'll do with them. I'm going to take a small little multi for a win, and then I'll put $500 on the top, those 3 to run top, whatever, 4, 5, or 6. Might be $4, but that's what I sort of do. I find a little bit of value and have a bit of a play. But that's it, mate. That's all I've got. My dogs aren't racing today. The track's gone. So nothing else to tell you.
Beautiful. Righto, punters. Thanks for listening. Just remember, we've got our weekend starter, which gives you racing and sports access all weekend. Use the code LUCKY. You get it for $10 for the weekend. You're not going to find that deal anywhere else. We've got the Punters Club as well, so you can get involved with that. Thanks for listening. Apart from that, anything else, Muzz?
Have a great weekend, you and your family. Everyone out there, stay safe. Have a beer or two, relax, and make it enjoyable. See you next week, guys.
Gamble responsibly.